Have you ever been told that walking is the best exercise you can do as you get older? Maybe a doctor, a friend, or even the internet has said, just make sure you walk every day, and you'll stay healthy. And while that advice isn't entirely wrong, walking is wonderful for your heart, your circulation, and even your mood, it's not the full story. In fact, if you're over 60 and relying only on walking, you might actually be leaving your body more vulnerable than you realize. Think about it for a moment. Walking keeps you moving, yes, but does it help you stand up from a low chair with ease? Does it keep your arms strong enough to carry a bag of groceries, or help you catch yourself if you trip on the edge of a rug? Not really. Walking doesn't build the kind of strength you need for those everyday moments that decide whether you feel independent or whether you feel limited. And independence, that's something we all want to hold on to as long as possible. That's why today, I want to have an honest, heart-to-heart conversation with you. Because staying strong after 60 isn't just about walking. It's about protecting your muscles, your bones, and your balance. And the truth is, it only takes a few simple moves, done regularly, to make a huge difference. These aren't complicated gym exercises or things that require special machines. They're movements you can do at home, in your living room, using just your body or maybe a simple household item. But the results? They can change how you age. So let's start with the first one. Imagine you're sitting in your favorite chair. Now, without using your hands to push off, try standing up. Sounds simple, but for many people past 60, that single movement is harder than it seems. This is what we call the sit-to-stand exercise, and it's one of the most powerful ways to train your legs and your core. Why? Because every single day you're standing up from something, your couch, your bed, the car seat. If those muscles aren't strong, you end up relying on your arms or, worse, you start to avoid certain activities altogether. The best part is you can practice this daily, almost like a habit. Sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. Start with just a few times, and gradually add more. What you're doing here isn't just strengthening your thighs and hips, you're also training your balance and coordination. It's a movement your body recognizes instantly, and the payoff is enormous. Suddenly, getting up from a chair, a toilet, or even the ground feels less daunting. And with every repetition, you're sending your body a message, I'm not done being strong. Now let's move to the second move, one that people often overlook until it's too late. Picture yourself reaching up to put something away on a high shelf, or maybe carrying a heavy pot across the kitchen. Your arms, shoulders, and upper back are just as important as your legs, yet walking doesn't do a thing for them. That's why a simple push exercise is so valuable. You don't need a fancy gym bench or dumbbells, just a wall. Stand facing the wall, place your hands on it at shoulder height, and slowly bend your elbows as if you're doing a push-up. Then press yourself back to standing. Wall push-ups, as easy as they sound, can strengthen your chest, arms, and shoulders. And why does that matter? Because the stronger your upper body, the easier it is to carry groceries, lift laundry, open jars, and even catch yourself if you stumble. This isn't about building big muscles, it's about keeping your independence. What's even better is that these wall push-ups help with posture. Many people past 60 notice their shoulders rounding forward, their back hunching slightly, and their chest tightening. It's a natural result of years of sitting, stress, and, let's be honest, time itself. But wall push-ups counteract that, gently pulling your shoulders back and keeping your chest open. You stand taller, breathe better, and feel more confident. And here's something else you might not expect, these strength moves can do wonders for your balance. You see, balance doesn't just come from your inner ear, it comes from your muscles. Strong legs, strong core, strong arms all work together to keep you steady. That's why adding these simple moves to your routine can help reduce one of the biggest risks after 60, falls. And let's be real, one bad fall can change everything. It can take away your confidence, your independence, even your freedom. But by building strength in the right places, you give yourself the best chance of staying upright and secure. I know what some of you might be thinking right now, but I already walk every day. Isn't that enough? And here's where I want you to pause and think deeply. Walking is wonderful, it keeps your heart pumping, your joints moving, your mind clear. But it's not giving your body the resistance it needs to stay resilient. Without resistance, muscles weaken faster with age. And when muscles weaken, bones and joints take on more strain. That's when you start to notice aches, pains, stiffness, and fatigue creeping in. Walking alone won't stop that. Strength work will. That's why I'm sharing these moves with you. Not because I want to overwhelm you with another to-do on your health list, but because I want you to see how small actions can create massive change. Just a few minutes a day, practicing movements that mimic the things you already do in life, can extend your freedom by years. Imagine being able to bend down and pick something up without fear. Imagine feeling steady as you climb stairs, confident when you step into the shower, or strong when you lift your grandchild. That's the kind of strength that matters most. So we've started with 2 moves, sit-to-stands for your legs and balance, and wall push-ups for your arms, chest, and posture. Together, these already cover a huge part of your daily life. But there's still one more move that ties it all together, and it's just as essential for staying independent as the others. So far, you can see that walking is wonderful for your health, but it doesn't cover everything your body truly needs after 60. We've already touched on how strength training fills in those missing pieces, keeping your muscles strong and your balance steady. Now, let's go deeper into the movements themselves, because this is where things get exciting. These aren't complicated gym workouts. These are simple, practical moves you can do right at home, with no fancy equipment, and they'll work wonders for your independence. One of the first movements I encourage you to practice is what I like to call the chair squat. Picture this, you're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe watching TV or reading. Now, instead of just standing up the usual way, you turn it into a little exercise. Plant your feet flat on the floor, tighten your core, and slowly rise to a standing position. Then sit back down with control, not letting yourself just plop into the chair. That's 1 repetition. Simple, right? But here's the magic, this little move strengthens your thighs, your glutes, and even your lower back. Those are the exact muscles you use every single time you stand up, climb stairs, or get out of bed in the morning. By practicing this, you're essentially teaching your body to stay strong at the movements that matter most. If you make a habit of doing 10 to 15 of these a day, you'll notice changes faster than you expect. Walking doesn't target your thighs in quite the same way, and over time, weak thighs are one of the biggest reasons people start using walkers or avoiding stairs. A simple chair squat, repeated daily, is like insurance for your independence. Another movement that's incredibly powerful, yet often overlooked, is the wall push-up. Don't worry. This isn't the kind of push-up you may have hated in school. This version is gentle but surprisingly effective. All you need is a sturdy wall. Stand facing it, place your palms flat on the surface, and take a step back. Then bend your elbows slowly to bring your chest toward the wall, and push yourself back out. That's it. This strengthens your chest, shoulders, and arms, muscles you need for things like carrying groceries, pushing yourself up from a chair, or even hugging your grandkids with a little extra squeeze. Here's the truth, walking hardly does anything for your upper body. It leaves your arms and chest almost untouched. But as we age, losing upper body strength can be just as limiting as weak legs. Think about it, how many times have you struggled to open a jar, or to carry a heavy bag from the car? That's upper body strength at work. A few minutes of wall push-ups each day can restore that power, making everyday tasks easier and less frustrating. And the best part is, you can start with as few as 5 or 6 and build up at your own pace. There's no rush, only steady progress. Now, let's add in one more movement that ties everything together, the step up. This one mimics a motion you already do all the time, climbing a stair or stepping onto a curb. All you need is a sturdy step, maybe the bottom stair in your home or a solid platform. Place one foot on the step, press through your heel, and lift yourself up, then gently lower back down. Switch legs, and repeat. It sounds simple, but it challenges your balance, strengthens your legs, and gives your heart a nice little boost, too. What makes step-ups so powerful is how practical they are. They train your body for real-life situations, like going upstairs, stepping onto a bus, or even navigating uneven sidewalks. And here's where the magic really lies, when you combine step-ups with chair squats and wall push-ups, you're covering almost every major muscle group in your body. Legs, core, arms, chest, and balance, it all gets addressed. These 3 moves might seem basic, but when you put them together, they form the foundation of strength that walking alone can't give you. And you don't need to set aside hours in your day. Just 10 or 15 minutes, sprinkled into your routine, can create massive changes over weeks and months. I know some of you may be thinking, but I've never really done strength training before. Isn't it too late for me to start now? Let me tell you, absolutely not. In fact, studies have shown that even people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s can rebuild muscle and strength when they practice these kinds of movements consistently. Your body is more resilient than you realize. Every time you challenge it, even just a little, it responds by growing stronger. And here's something else to keep in mind, strength isn't just about muscles. It's also about confidence. When you feel steady on your feet, when you know you can rise from a chair without struggling, when you can carry a bag without fear of dropping it, that confidence spills over into every part of your life. You're not just building physical strength, you're building the mental freedom to enjoy life more fully, without the constant worry of, what if I fall, or what if I can't keep up? The beauty of these moves is how adaptable they are. If chair squats feel tough, start by using your arms for support, then gradually rely less on them. If wall push-ups feel too easy after a while, step back a little farther to increase the challenge. If step-ups are tricky, start with a very low step, even just a couple of inches off the ground, and build up from there. Progress at your own pace, and celebrate every little milestone along the way. And the best part? You don't need a gym, a trainer, or even much space. Your living room, your kitchen, or your bedroom can all become your mini exercise zone. Think of it as weaving strength into your daily life instead of treating it like a separate chore. That way, it doesn't feel like a burden, it becomes a natural, enjoyable part of your routine. So, now you can see the whole picture. Walking is wonderful, it gets your heart pumping, clears your mind, and keeps you moving. But on its own, it leaves gaps. Gaps in strength, balance, and independence. And those are exactly the areas that matter most as we age. That's why adding just a few simple strength moves, like chair squats, wall push-ups, and step-ups, makes all the difference. They're not just exercises. They're your ticket to standing tall, moving freely, and living life on your own terms, without depending on others for the little things. Think about it, the ability to rise from a chair without help, to carry your groceries without strain, to climb stairs without fear, these are the victories that add up to true independence. And independence is priceless. The beautiful truth is that it's never too late to start. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 80 and beyond, your body is capable of rebuilding strength. Every repetition is a message to your muscles that says, I'm still here, I'm still growing, I'm still strong. So here's my challenge for you, don't just walk, walk with purpose. And then, add in those few minutes of strength each day. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body thanks you. More energy. Better balance. Less fear. More freedom. Because this isn't just about exercise. It's about living fully. It's about enjoying time with your family, playing with your grandkids, traveling, laughing, and knowing deep down that your body can keep up with your spirit. If you found this message inspiring, I'd love for you to join our community. Subscribe to this channel, because every week we share practical, science-backed tips to help you stay strong, healthy, and joyful through every stage of life. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's one small movement you'll start with today? Will it be chair squats, wall push-ups, or step-ups? Let me know in the comments below. Your story might just inspire someone else to take that first step too. Thank you for spending this time with me. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and remember, you are never too old to build a better, brighter tomorrow.